Sorry, I let the time go by. I didn't even realize it, man. Well, howdy doody there, everybody. How goes it, my friends? Happy Monday. The week is here, man. I'm fucking stoked about it. I cannot express how stoked I am for this league to be here, for Wednesday to be here. Got a lot of planning to do. A whole lot of planning to do. And I feel like I feel like I'm behind, man. I feel like I've missed out on so much. Yeah. A whole lot to do. Not a whole lot of time to do it. Honk, it's good to see you. Clutch, it's good to see you too, dude. You're so mad your turbo ran out and you don't get paid till Friday. You're an ad watcher. Ooh. Well, thank you for the like 4 cents in ad revenue. 1/4 of a cent, rather. Happy Monday, y'all. I feel like I've had something in my eye for a while, so excuse me rubbing my eye. Yeah, there's a whole lot of planning we're gonna do today. The plan for tonight is at least to get my route, like the regions that I want and the relics that I want nailed down. With also considering a little bit of my demonic pacts planner too, like the actual skill tree. Damn, she got a big PP. She got a big old PP. So let's go ahead and just jump in, I suppose. Let's take a look. All right. So only a little bit of nonsense tonight. Exactly. I mean, oh shit. Let's go, dude. The Bezos special. What's up, dude? Thank you so much, man. I appreciate that. Welcome in, Bagagua. We doing some plannings tonight. 8 whole months, man. That's almost a full baby. That is almost a full baby. Let's see. Let's see what we can do here. Let's see what this actually is. Let me pull open the browser real quick, boys. Yeah. That's the one. That's the one we want. Perfect. Cool. Let's get the chat moved. Second. I did a bit of a rearranging on the screen. I like to keep it a little keep it fresh. Excuse me. The Bezos special sounds awful. Daddy Bezos, why not? I think you did. Bezo, Bozo, whatever. Yeah, same thing these days. Let's make this a little bit bigger so y'all can see it. There we go. Sounds like something one might find on an island. Only if you're hot enough, right? Oh, that sounded bad. Sounded terrible. All right, so these are the regions that I'm thinking, and I could be persuaded otherwise. I really want a raid region. I don't want to go into this league without having something to do with a raid, you know? And I know TOA well enough that I feel comfortable enough with that where I could probably take that as my second. I might take Tyrannwen first. I think Tyrannwen and then Desert, just swap those two. Kandarin's real easy to knock out a shit ton of points because the tasks are crazy. So if we look at the tasks, let's just go ahead and do these. Like those are the ones that I want to take. My total tasks are 550. I mean, if you just look at Kandarin alone, you have 920 points there. Doesn't seem like a lot, actually. I mean, oh, well, we have Varlamore too. Varlamore, yeah, the General, the Karamja, yeah. Varlamore's got a shit ton too. So we could easily, I would say, first on the, obviously we got Karamja. Get these two done, I think knock out Kandarin second, then get Tyrannwen, grind out for full crystal, and get the echo thing, whatever the hell it is. Then get Desert last because it's probably the one that's gonna, you know, I don't want to get stuck with a bunch of just really tough things to do in the desert. But then again, look, there's the hard and elite tasks are in Kandrin. So would it be better to do Tierin one first? Grinding for crystal meth. Oh shit, let's go. What's up, Nine? How you doing, brother? Welcome in. You're debating on taking out your septum ring for good. And I did, I used to have plugs in my ears, man. I used to have big old 3/4 inch plugs, man. And I think the day that I decided to take those out, I was like, am I really growing up? What's up? Welcome back, Clutch. Over here debating on which regions I should take. I'm liking Handrin, Tirnwen, and the desert. Desert's gonna suck for the points. That's what I'm thinking. But if I save it for my last region, I mean, the only other one that I would pick instead of desert, I might pick Mauritania. But there's less points for Mauritania, so you're gonna get more points out of desert. Total points for Mauritania. That is actually the lowest amount of points. Crazy. You had it in for 4 or 5 years. This I don't mean this in any sort of way. Does the septum ring stink? Can you smell that all the time, Bagagua? I know, like with my ears, I could smell the ear cheese that I would get all the time. But yeah, if we look, I think these are solid points. Hirnwin to me is kind of a no-brainer. The Echo item that you get from Echo Hunlef is insane, bro. Absolutely insane. And I'm thinking about specking into range. Like I'd really like to do some range with maybe like a hybrid mage. Melee seems fun. Like don't get me wrong, the halberd or halberd, whatever the hell it is, that seems really cool. But I'm digging some of the range and the mage stuff here. And if you're gonna do any sort of hybrid, I think you're gonna have to take Tyrannwen to go for that Echo item from Echo Hunlef. Part of you wants to do Tyrannwen for Crystal. It was busted last year with Scythe and Full Crystal. So with Staves, it's gonna be busted. That's Powered Staves. Like Powered Staves, your chance to regenerate runes on a hit with that crystal bonus, like it's fucking ridiculous, dude. Especially having eye early. Exactly, dude. You clean and move yours around when you're in the shower all the time, so you don't know how people can't clean their ring. It literally smells like cheese, like bad cheese. Yeah. I had a nostril pierce and I could smell that. It was gross. The only thing that's going to be tough is these regions right here have a very low number of CAs. And CAs are a good chunk of your points. And Handrin is one of the lowest regions for CAs, which is wild. Because it's great for early points, early tasks. You get a lot of stuff solved. Nope, this is the league explainer. Just put that up there. You get a lot of stuff solved with Kandrin. Like if I picked like Asgarnia first, that might actually not be bad. It would take me down. It wouldn't solve herb as much, but I could make that up with like one of my relics. If I did Asgarnia instead, this over here. So if we did Asgarnia instead, knocks up our CAs a lot, and we would be able to do pretty much all the God Wars and get that. I mean, we could even get a crossbow. That would be wild. All you know is echo items are out. You haven't seen much else in no time. Okay. I mean, if you want to take a look at them tonight, Clutch, I would be glad to go over them with you because I could certainly use a refresher. Can be free with mixology. That is true. I didn't even think about that. Well, I mean, and then your relics too. So like, let's take a look at the relics. You're thinking Mauritania, maybe Tyrnwen, then Asgarnia. I need a reason why I think Kandrin would be the best. And you can get a lot of clues from Kandrin. There's a shit ton of clues. I mean, you can just sit there and thieve heroes and Artie at 85, which is wild. Full crystal halberd build. My camera's frozen. Oh shit! What the hell? Hold on. Thank you. I appreciate that. I don't know what the hell's going on. It be doing that sometimes. I don't know why. Hold on. Let me try to fix that real quick. Hold on. There we go. That's better. Yeah. Thought your stuff froze. That was me. I swear, if the camera gets like hit at all, like the cable that I got's really cheap. It just, yeah. I'm back. Sorry about that. You can also farm clues at Varlamore. That is true. That is true. That's very true. Either way, maybe I'm getting ahead of myself here. I think before anything else, you really want to pick out your relics. And I think my relic for the first one, I'm really digging Barbarian Gathering. It's between these two. Endless Harvest is real nice. All resources gathered can be sent to the bank. Endlessly gather from a spot. Multiplied by 2. XP is granted for additional resources gathered. That's pretty nice. But I feel like this has so much more. Because like most of the time, you're only going out for a couple things. So yeah, this is basically like fishing barrel. This is log sack. It's so many so many of those items that you can store so much in, just wrapped up into one. That's super nice. You don't need any. Well, you can just start chopping shit immediately at crystal level, at level 1. You know. Yeah, because you have the crystal version of the respective tool as your hand. You gain an additional 10 XP in strength and agility, so that's kind of a solve for both of those too. You're basically barb fishing the entire time, right? And then the fact that you're going to get an extra 50% chance to succeed instead, I think that's what I'm going to do. I think it's a solid barbarian gathering for me. I really like that, what that gives you. It is tough because there's a lot more AFK ability there. Second one, I'm digging Woodsman. Hunter traps in the logs automatically burn. I remember that being really nice last year. Let's see. All items are processed at once while fletching, so basically free fletching. 100% success rate on all hunters, so super sped up hunter. Double the loot, double the XP on hunter. Hunter traps always drop a random herb seed. Like there's a little bit of your herb solved right there. No, so so I'm on the wiki for, let's see, for the demonic, like for the tasks, and I'm on the wiki for the relics here. For this planner here that tells you about your CAs, here's the site that I'm using for that. And then I'm on leaguesplanner.com for this one. And I can start doing some of my tasks in here too. But then the demonic pacts planner, yeah, I'm on the wiki for that one too, for the tree. So I'm thinking Woodsman's really nice. Friendly Forager would be my second choice here. This is really nice. I mean, that could have herb basically solved there too. If we go back to this one, how's my herb actually looking? We don't have Friendly Forager. I mean, if we had Friendly Forager, that would just make this an automatic free 99. I'll give you some wood, man. What's up, Nick? How you doing, buddy? Don't you tempt me with a good time, brother? So like, I like this because it's not just good for only herb. I feel like with this one, okay, what would happen with the rest of our skills if we chose Friendly Forager for this one? That hurts our farming a little bit if we did that. Yeah. We still have a farming solve. Okay, so See, what happens when we put this back to friendly forager, though? What does that give us? Free runs? Is that what it's saying? What the hell? It's taken transmutation away from it. That doesn't make any sense. I guess because you get like just random herb seeds and like random seeds that you can just transmute it up. Okay, that makes sense. My camera's fucking frozen again, bro. Hold on. What the hell? Oh, hold on 1 second. I don't know what the hell's going on with it. It is frozen. 1 second, y'all. I don't know what's going on with it. There we go. Something's messed up. you got ads. No, it was definitely me. Thank you for letting me know, because I have definitely that's happened once already. What's going on, Rose? How are you? Welcome in. We're over here planning for some leagues. You know, the huge, the huge. There's a lot of decisions to be made here. A lot of decisions to be made. Let's see. Let's see what we got. I'm still digging Woodsman. I think Woodsman's going to be my second one. I like it better than I do Friendly Forager. God, that's a tough one. It was a tough one. I think this one's a no-go for me because there's so much more usability out of these two. I think that's just a no-brainer. We might come back to this one. This is going to be, I may even change my mind like day of. We'll see. This one I'm thinking Evil Eye. Bank Heist is kind of I mean, I'm not picking Mauritania though. So that kind of defeats a little bit of the purpose of Evil Eye. It would help immensely if I was taking Mauritania. This would be super nice too. Gonna join back in a bit on your way home from work, and then you gotta cook. Oh. As a heads up, be ready to wait 4 to 5 hours for it to actually work on release day. Oh yeah, the last league, dude. I mean, I tried to get in for a solid hour. It's fine. That'll give us plenty of time to chill and like do a little bit of last minute planning on Wednesday. So that's why I said like worlds are typically open at 6 a.m. You waited 6 hours at Yama? I didn't wait that long, dude. I didn't have to wait that long. I'd have to go back and look, but it took me a good bit for last league. So I ignores wilderness teleport restrictions. That's pretty crazy. Cannot be used to teleport in an area you haven't unlocked. I may actually change my mind on this one. You're stuck at work 10 to 6 every day except Thursday and Sunday? Ooh. Bring the laptop, dude. Do some gaming while you're there. You may want to go you may want to go like a more AFK route for leagues. At least for your first build, you know? 10 to 6 is the disgusting shift. That's like that's all of the daylight. You won't sleep when you're home? You gotta get some sleep, dude. I'm definitely gonna be sleeping. Ma'am, I'm really liking this I'm liking the map. This is nice too. I mean, Bank Heist. This is nice. Don't get me wrong, that's nice. It would be nice later on. You just got your jar of miasma? Let's go, dude. What's going on, Chris? It's good to see you, buddy. Welcome into the planning sesh, my guy. I'm actually gonna switch this to the map real quick. We're switching this to map. That's not gonna make much of a difference here. Tier 4, I'm still thinking transmutation is got it by a landslide. I think that's a no-brainer. We get so much this week, dude. You're gonna get entirely too much of me this week. You're gonna get the good, bad, and the ugly. So much tomato in us. I'll put some tomato on you. You know what I'm saying? Get a little saucy. Get a little saucy. Yeah, transmutation is just a no-brainer, man. Alchem expels transmute items. This is crazy. Upgrades up to 10 of a resource into a higher tier. This with this right here. I think you get where was it? A random herb seed or tree seed when harvested. Transmute that shit into, you have redwood seeds, you have your you know, whatever herb seed you fucking want, dude. It's amazing. The transmutation, I don't think I'm gonna change my mind on that. I'm not a huge fan of clues. I've just never been a huge clue person. I tried it last year just because the clue compass itself gave you a hella great, like a really, really good transportation method. That's it. Is ketchup a tomato smoothie? I think it is. I would say like chunky tomato soup would also be. We like it chunky, you know what I'm saying? Tier 5. Soul Harvest to me is the strong one here with a close second by, I like Nature's Accord, but I do have some farming solves already. This is going to solve rune crafting for me. It's also going to solve prayer. So if we look at this, if we go rune crafting, soul harvest 10 out of 10, done. You're done. You don't even need to worry about it. And then prayer is also solved by soul harvest. Two things that I don't have to worry about. Two things that are actually really useful, especially if I'm going to go with like a mage spec at all, which I do plan on. You'll take a tomato bisque in your mouth. As long as it's warm, right? Not cold. Because a bisque is often cold. Often served cold. It's going to be a tough one to not pick Larcenist too, and that's something I'm considering because I don't have a full solve for thieving. Pickpocketing elves is nice. The problem is I'm not going to just be able to AFK that. This is going to be great for with transmutation too. Pickpocketing elves and transmutation, you get your money is solved at that point. You're fine. Oh, we got himself a Rob. Which Rob you pull? All right, tier 6. I was thinking Grimoire, mainly because I'm not unlocking Zaya, and I'm not gonna have access to Lunar because of Fremi. And if I'm doing any sort of mage, but I would like to switch between prayers. Ooh, you're gonna go play the show? Like the show, like the baseball game, the show? What's up, Ox? How you doing, dude? Going great so far. We're solidifying the relics. I think I think I've got them pretty well nailed down. This one reloaded. Flow state came up short, man. Honestly, I'm kind of glad because they made it easy. Like it's gonna be reloaded. You have a franchise mode with a team. You're in Myrtle Beach. Ooh, let's go, dude. That's badass. Man, okay, so if we're reloading, what are we missing out on the most here? Like if I went Larcenist, that'll take care of some clues. That'll get us some clues for sure. Which is some CAs, which is there's a good bit of points locked behind clues too. So if we went back to Larcenist, what does that solve for us? We got thieving done. If we went Butler's is fine, it's just a little more AFK. We don't have the greatest Slayer task either. Dust Elves are going to be our #1 Slayer task, which is kind of lame. Ooh. You're logged out of too much on this new phone still? Oh, you're logged out of too much then. Okay, so you still have to like log into a bunch of shit. You made a stadium that holds 20,000 people on the beach, and it has a 500-foot right field, but at an angle so you can hit both 350-foot homers out of the park to the right side and the 500 inside. That's fucking wild. Most wonky looking field. Man, if we're going, okay, if I did friendly forager, okay, then we don't have this as much. I think we might actually reload into, I might reload into larcenist and do some late game thieving. That'll take care of thieving for sure. And then we're sticking with minion for the last one. I closed Twitch to open the link and then wanted you to authenticate, which you're logged out of. You gave up on opening the Rob pack? Oh, jeez. Hey, dude, it's a Monday. Don't worry about your typing, dude. My brain is done today anyway. Hey, man, I am still, like, not convinced about Asgarnia first. We did Kandrin. That doesn't take care of our tree as much. Echo items if I took this. Fang of the Hound, Crystal Blessing for sure. The Infernal, yeah, everybody gets that one. Dragor Blowpipe, so we'd have a solid range weapon, and we have the Crystal Blessing. That's the issue too, is... What is that? Oh, the Crystal Blessing for magic and melee? Okay. I mean, Crystal Blessing just goes way too fucking hard, man. Man. Herb is the only thing that we really don't have solved. Transmutation. Still don't agree with that. I think that's perfectly fine. Got raids access to a raid that I know and love pretty well. I don't know if I want to do chambers, man. Like that's another thing is like we did a lot of Tob last year. But Tob to me still requires a team that knows kind of what they're doing. I feel like I can solo TOA. I can do TOA with one arm tied behind my back. So I don't want to like have to wait on folks to get the stuff that I need, you know? I feel like realistically we could be raiding day 3, day 4. But if I bust my ass each day and we get to, damn, but we'd have to have all of our regions unlocked to do that. I'm digging Asgarnia as opposed to Kandrin. Although Kandrin does give us Devil's Element and Shadow Flame Quadrant. Is it worth it? For those echo items, y'all, it might actually be fucking worth it. I'm not even kidding. And for Slayer, man, we're about in the same spot there. I don't hate that. I don't hate that at all. If we're going with a nice little mix of stuff here, Shadow Flame Quadrant would be fun to play with. Devil's Element will go super fucking hard. Devil's Element with a charge staff like the Shadow. And the Shadow Flame element, man. Hold on. I haven't even really looked at that yet. Shadow Flame Quadrant. Oh, yeah, man. One-handed staff that can be obtained from the thermonuclear smoke devil. Infinite source of air, water, earth, and fire runes and can auto-cast spells from all spell books. Yeah, dude. We might go a solid fucking mage build on this one. If a target has 30% air weakness and the player is casting Water Surge, the quadrant will treat that target as if it had 30% water weakness instead. And with this fucking crazy specking here, water spells Water spell hits bounce back to you, healing you for 60% of the damage. So no matter what, with the Shadow Flame Quadrant, you're always going to be hitting at its elemental weakness. If it doesn't have an elemental weakness, it gives it an elemental weakness. So you can just be casting water the entire time. You can also cast it infinitely, as long as you have the other spells for it, other runes for it, rather, which we have transmutation. We can just take raw essence and make whatever we want. Doesn't it give it elemental weakness too? I can't remember. It's insane. The 1 in 25 from the Echo. And I remember this one wasn't so bad last year. It took a little bit of learning from me. That's just wild, dude. Yeah, so that's a no-brainer. I think that alone is making me want to pick Kandrin. You got chicken wings? You got chimkin wings? Oh yeah, brother. Hell yeah, brother. So Kandrin gives us access to the Taverley Dungeon, so we'll have a solid source of dragons earlier on. We have Ape Atoll, so I'm not really worried about that as much. Ravioli wings? Dude, if they made ravioli wings, King, I would never leave the house. The only problem is, man, picking these really low on the CAs. Extremely low on those CAs. The majority of them are going to be in TOA, which is fine. I can do that. That's not a problem. I don't like I'm perfectly fine there. CAs would be combat achievements. Yep. We're planning for leagues that's starting on Wednesday. Planning a route, planning at least maybe not route yet. We're just planning out our relics and our regions. Like a disclosure mix? It definitely sounds like it, dude. It sounds like that's all that's playing, actually. No, it's just my day list, but it does have a lot of disclosure in it. You know what? And I'm not upset about it. Damn it, it got frozen again, bro. I don't know what the fuck is going on with it. It's like the third fucking time that this happened. There we go. Okay. I don't know what the hell's going on with that. I'm gonna have to redo some cabling. Anyway, thank you for pointing that out, King. We do have Zulrah. That's so like I'm looking also at the combat achievements here, and these are all very doable for my level of play. TOA no problem. Can do Jad no problem. Gauntlet's probably going to be my toughest one, and probably Doom, which these are two things that I need to get better at anyway. So I feel like that's going to be some good practice for me there. Everybody's got Coliseum. I'm not that great at Coliseum, but I feel like once I get my mage spec build, I'll be fine. I'll be able to do fucking anything, you know? Is it just me or is he talking? I am talking. It is not just you. Abby Sire, Amoxolotl, Calpite Queen, gross, but whatever. Kraken, also kind of gross, but AFKable for sure. Volcano, I've never done a whole lot. Temperos. We are going to have to grind the shit out of some of these. But there's a lot of easies. There's a lot of mediums. There's a fair amount of hards. Majority are going to be an elite and master there, but not the end of the world. Oof. As of right now, that's what I want to do. I don't feel great about it. I don't feel super great about it, but we would have to spec if we're going into if we're going to tier 1 first, we got to do the powered staves. Gonna have to do that. Howard staves is sped up by 3 ticks, which would mean Shadow would be a 2 tick. Crazy. All one-handed power staves have their max hit reduced by 8. Damn, so, I mean, I don't know if I'm taking Kandarin first, like, hmm. Let's see. Regenerate ammo. That's ranged ammo. So whenever your combat, hold on, let me make sure I'm not gonna nerd log here. I haven't really started to look at these a whole lot either. Whenever your combat spells regenerate runes, your magic level is boosted by 1 for 30 ticks. And you're gonna regenerate some stuff. Uh, uh. I mean, it would be nice to do a little bit in everything, but like mainly spec in here. Attack rate with the combat spells in the spellbook is sped up by 2 ticks. Hmm. See, here's the thing is like, how much would the shadow really be useful? We could rush TOA and maybe not get shadow first. We could rush thermonuclear smoke devil, get the echo staff from that, and just focus on elemental spells and kind of do like an elemental spell build. I think if you're going Kandarin, you don't need the powered staff as much. And you can focus on just getting like, because that quadrant staff's gonna be fucking stupid, man. This could be fun. Like your ice spells could be fun. That would be more useful if I was taking wilderness. Could do whenever your combat skills regenerate water runes, you're healed. That would be nice. I would like to do that. Go into water a little bit there. Um, minimum hit when attacking melee is increased by 3. That would give us a little bit. Got a lot of points to spend here, y'all. I mean, a little bit in everything would be nice. Extra defense would be super nice too. I mean, there's defense a little bit of everywhere you go. You have to go into other stuff first. The bow is equipped, ranged echoes never miss. We could do that because that would be really nice in the gauntlet. See the powered staff though, we'd need in gauntlet, so we would have to do a powered staff there. Yeah, that would help us out immensely whenever we're doing Echo Gauntlet. Free water runes, basic. Well, no, you're not going to need that. If I'm taking Kandarin, I wouldn't need that as much. Let's see. What do we have over here in the melee side? Thorns would be kind of nice. Whenever I have a shield equipped. Does the thing you get from Thermi count as a shield? The Devil's Element is what it's called, I'm pretty sure. I don't think it's considered a shield. It's just an offhand magic item. Hmm. Well, think about this. Okay. That's just too niche of a thing. I was thinking if we got the Aladenis ward from TOA and just used our single-handed staff, the quadrant staff, this would come in handy. I don't know, man. I don't know. For some inspiration, I may do some more research into what these are actually. I may look at other people's builds and modify it. That's the beauty of this, man, is there's so many possibilities. These are super nice, man. I mean, what do we have all the way out here? These are like prayers. 35% accuracy, that would go hard with mage. I feel like that's almost a need for mage because you don't have anything that doesn't make you more accurate on the way. Accuracy, so we'd have a total of 50% more accuracy. That's nice. Could even just max it out. Ishtar's a good artist. No, can't say that I've ever heard of him before. Whoops. So if we did, that's a 50% chance to regenerate runes. If we did this, that's an 80% chance. What's going on, Zalk? How you doing, brother? I'm thinking of going a heavy mage build on this dude. So far, I'm thinking Karamja, Kandarin, Kiranwin, Desert. Kandarin, because this thing and because of the quadrant. Shadow Flame Quadrant. This motherfucker right here, dude, seems absolutely cracked. Elemental spells in the standard spell book with a quadrant equipped as an additional spell attack will be fired, dealing 40 damage of the first attack. Elemental weakness is wild, so like that would go hard with Zulrah. So I could just farm the shit out of Zulrah. Gives, you know, if it has an elemental weakness to begin with, it just gives them water. You know, it'll give them whatever weakness that you're attacking with, like whatever element. So that makes this part up here cracked as hell. So you're just dealing like 60% of the time you're dealing damage. Whenever you're 60% of the damage that you take is bounced back to your target. I mean, it's just cracked, man. It's just cracked, brother. 1 second here. I don't have to go that way then. Yeah, that's nice. Take that one away. That gives us a point back. A little extra defense would be nice. I did come down here for that defense. I guess doesn't really matter. I do like the bow never miss, or the range echo never misses when you're using a bow. That's an extra 30% there. We could bump it up to like 100, like a guaranteed recharge every single time. Yeah, 110% chance to regenerate something. Minimum hit when attacking with a melee weapon is increased by 3, so you're guaranteed to hit a 3. I mean, we're still like not even halfway there. Would like let's see what other with these regions, what else do we have? We've got the Infernal Tech Bottle, which everybody has. The Dragor Blowpipe. That would be nice. Okay, so Dragor Blowpipe technically shoots darts. So we would want to look at something that increases darts. Anything for darts? Would that be considered like if you're using a blowpipe, even though it's like shooting darts, is that still considered like a thrown weapon? I mean, this little picture looks like a dart. We could go a nice little like mix of a build here, like range and mage. The dart itself would, but you don't think the blowpipe. Hmm. Man, you know what I feel like, Zalk, is I feel like I'm trying to make the desert work. I feel like I'm trying to force it in just because TOA and like the ease of that as a raid as opposed to the other two. Mauritania's got more. I mean, that's the thing. Mauritania's got, but I feel like Mauritania's a lot better if you're going like a melee build. Force it in. That's kind of what it feels like, brother. Yeah. I mean, if I'm picking something else, it's going to be Mauritania. It's between desert and Mauritania. I think tier 1 second is still the move. Let's just toy around with it with Mauritania. If I did that, I'd probably go melee mage. What is the lithic scepter? What does that do? That's a one-handed. Hold on. One-handed magic, powered scepter that can be obtained from the guardians. Cool. Scepter gains up to 14 stacks of shatter energy hit that lands on an enemy. The shatter attacks can be consumed. Ooh, that would kind of go fucking hard. Bro, that would kind of go hard. And then look at the other shit that you get too. I mean, well, you're just trading essentially the blowpipe for. But you also get like you can then go into like I would probably then get rid of this and go into more of a halberd spec with that as well. Maybe getting some like with some blind bag in there. Where's blind bag? Yeah, throw some blind bag in there because there's a lot of good melee weapons in there too, man. Zalk, do you think you have yours picked out yet, man? Here's the thing. I want to lots of heavy weapons in Mori for sure. That's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like this would go really fucking hard, man. Um, First few days will just be you playing normally. I'm really thinking Mauritania. But dude, I don't know if I want to be stuck in I don't know if I want to be stuck with Tob. I feel like it would just be a repeat of last league. I don't want to do TOA. Yeah. That's what I'm thinking. In that case, Mauritania maybe last. I'm thinking, yeah, Kandrin seems like it goes pretty fucking hard, mainly because, especially the build that I want to do, Shadow Flame Quadrant, the Devil's Element. You think tier 1 first? I feel like it's going to be really tough to get out of there first. Kandrin's got a lot of easy tasks. Let's look at the tasks. Go on, that looks easy. See, here's the thing though, brother. I feel like Echo Hunlef is going to be a walk in the park if you spec into Powered Staff and you have a little bit of like range in there just to get through. And that's going to take a bit. Like realistically, you could get here and see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You can get there in 7. So I guess you really could. You could because you start off with 4 too. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Not bad. And then you just need 2 more, which I think you could probably get fairly easy. The task in tier 1 seems super easy. Yeah, let's look at the tasks again. Hold on. Let's see. Um let's look at tier 1 first. Look at the easy ones. Defeat a black dragon, complete the corrupted gauntlet. What are we looking at task-wise? What's up, Nick? It would probably be off stream, bud. This isn't going to be a very long stream, so killing a black dragon in a safe spot will maybe a bottleneck. See, here's the thing: there's not that many in there. That's why I'm saying, like, I know that we get our general in Karamja first, our general Karamja and Varlamore. So you're definitely going to be way more. But like, look at this versus Kandarin. Well, I guess yeah, Kandarin's got some tougher tasks too. You're right. All regions have the same amount of points. Oh, really? Well, look like. Whereas Tierenwin has 1070. Yeah, like this right here says that they all have different points. Oh, we don't have full tasks list. You're right though. All these are just speculated. These are from the last one? So, okay, let's take a look at this. So, this is something else that we need to are we sure that these aren't hmm. This is something else you got to look at too is the task itself will earn you a demonic pact. So, here and when first and foremost, like to get up to like you start off with 4 in Karamja, there's a couple that will. Like Steel Dragon will get you a point. They only release the demonic pact tasks. Defeat a Czar, that's not too bad, so you're up to 6. Third challenge, okay, and then these are going to be tough. So really, like realistically, you're probably going to only have. Oh no, you have some in here too. Defeat Huey once. A Vernic Treads, yeah, you're not going to have that many demonic pacts points unless they're going to release more. Before you go into your first zone. And I feel like, yeah, don't get me wrong, it's going to be pretty, like, I think Corrupted Gauntlet is just going to be easy as fuck. I don't know about the Echo version as compared to just like regular ones, but still, I would feel much better if I were spec'd at least into Powered Staffs before going into it. So like if I were, let's see. So that's just 1. Damn, they make you spend 1 just for that. So 1, 2, 3, 4. That's going to take 7. For me to even get to that point is 7. So if I'm taking General and Karamja, ooh, I guess General, never mind. General has a few, okay, open the leagues menu, you get a point. Complete the leagues tutorial, you have, never mind. Kieran might be the first pick then, dude. That's actually not a bad idea. Because if you do Tierenwin first, you can just farm the shit out of CG, potentially get your Crystal Blessing, and then be ready for second one. For me, I feel like second one would be probably Kandarin. So let's switch these two. So Tierenwin, Kandarin, and then go into Mauritania. That's actually not a bad idea, brother. These are give-me's. So you're almost guaranteed. You're guaranteed pretty much 7 right up front. Protect from melee prayer. That'd be super easy. Defeat a steel dragon. Yeah. So you can easily get up to 9. When's the next one? How about level 50? You can get up to 10, I think, pretty quickly within the first couple hours. So that would get me. That would get me, like, if I could get 9 before unlocking Tyrannwyn, Corrupted Gauntlet would go so easily, like incredibly easily, and I don't think that's impossible. I think that's super doable. Okay. I like that. Hey, thank you for snoozing those ads, whoever did that. Appreciate that. Yeah, this right here is pretty much all you would need to do a solid grind of CG. I believe in you. I believe in you. I think that's the way to go. I'm pretty set on my relics too. I dig these relics. Reload back into Larcenist to take care of that. This one might change, honestly. I gotta look at the other ones and really study the ones that I'm not taking and see what I would. I'm going for fun, man. I don't think I'm going for completion. It would be cool to get Dragon. Not the end of the world if I don't, man. I'm just here to have fun. And I would like to play with my friends. So like if a lot of people just say, dude, we're not taking Mauritania, we're taking desert because we want to do TOA. I'll fucking do TOA. It's fine, man. Not the end of the world. I still want to do probably mage primary. If I take Mauritania, I'll spec more into melee. If I end up desert, I'd probably spec more into range. I don't know. A lot of questioning here. We're definitely doing some more planning tomorrow, and I think it'll be more based around the skill tree. I really want to lock down at least a couple potentials for the regions that I want to take. I like Tyrannwyn, Candor, and Mauritania in that order. I remember Candor last year was a pretty slow region. Not a lot of people took it. And I took it, I think I took it first, and it took me a long time to get to my second region unlocked. Don't want to do that again. And I think I slowed myself down even more because I took Mauritania second. I was just struggling with all the content, man. Yeah, that's probably the move. So in that, with that in mind, Morilas for sure. This gets us over the 250 CAs because that's usually a later task. So we can knock out, let's see. That is a task, is to get up to 250 CAs. So we could knock out like 20 of those. Majority of these being there. Let's see. What's in Mauritania for sure? I think by far has the most CAs in it. A lot of them in Tob. A lot of them in Nightmare too. This would force me to do some shit that I don't ever do. It would force me to do Nightmare. If I want those CAs. If I'm CA hunting, it forces me to do that. Kandrin.
Hey chat, if you're just joining, just so you know, calc is short for calculator.
Thanks, buddy. Appreciate it. W mod right there. There. This guy knows. This guy knows it. Got to keep him in the know. We don't want anybody to feel like they're being left behind here. Look at the sadness that is Kandrin with its total number of CA points. That is just, that makes you not want to pick it. The only redeeming factor is if you're picking mage, it's almost you have to do it. Because those echo items are just stupidly useful in this. And that's why, another reason why I would pick Larcenist is because Kandrin for thieving, well, and Tyrannwyn too. But not till later. Like early thieving for Kandrin for sure, dude. It was never the tomatoes and the clothes. Just the ones we met along the way. Kieran's a lot in the gauntlet. You and Zulra. Zalcano. One quest boss? What's I don't know, and a couple Slayer monsters. But dude, if I pick desert, we wouldn't even be like it would be impossible for us to get to we would just have to not we'd have to do even if we did every single CA, we still wouldn't have enough for that 250. Not saying that I'll ever get to that point, but if I want to be a completionist, the option is not there. It's not available for me. Mauritania is the saving grace here. Canada sucks, but for CAs at least. Um, the most is DKM. Require a raid region. League 6 requirements, you will need to be able to complete 10 different bosses CA lists. You'll need to be able to complete 30 CA speed tasks, and you will need to be able to complete 250 CA tasks total. You will need to reach the elite tier of the combat achievements. So that's if you want to be a completionist. Oof. Ooh. So yeah, you're not gonna the highest you can get is elite. Impossible to get anything else. Oh yeah. Desert, Candor, and Tiernan is like the second to last. Man, that makes me not want to take desert then. Ooh, that makes me not want to take desert. Yeah. Candor and Mauritania, Tiernan. I don't hate it, man. I really don't. It's definitely on the lower end. It's pretty low tier. Speed though. What are they factoring in with speed? Speed at which you can complete it? Here as Guardian Mauritania sounds like we're going to be a tribrid build with a focus on melee / range using Torva and heavy weapons and ZCB. The thing is, the crossbows, man, get such on like if you're specking into let's just say we went crossbows always max hit. We're just going for the straight up like the giga bullshit here. You could realistically make a solid tribrid with that. And, just cherry pick a few others on the way. Like I would probably do blind because we're doing Mauritania. I would do a blind bag. Crossbows always hit, so that ZCB would be wild. Yeah, I mean that right there. If you did a solid tribrid, which is not bad, man, it's really not. And then you get 3 respecs. So if you find that you're having more fun with one particular style, respec and then build a little heavier in that. Asgarnia, it's not a bad. Let's see what that puts us on the planner. Instead of Kandrin. So if we go with Asgarnia, Fang of the Hound. I've really never done Cerberus, so that would be odd. Everything, at least on the tracked unlocks, beautiful. I mean, that's golden. Let's look at the planner here. Third will be fun. I bet. I mean, I've never done it, man, but it sounds like it would be. 1481. We're looking at a fairly good amount. It's slower. Well, no, it's slightly faster actually than the previous one. 336 total CAs. Majority of those being still in the night, like yeah, Cobb, damn Jad, Nightmare, Gauntlet, Doom, a Raxor would be really nice too for Nox Halley. Next would go hard if we went really, really hard with like one of these. There's one builder they're talking about just basically doing like solo Nex. Yeah. So this one right here, this is for the actual CA. This Leagues planner is what I'm doing for this to plan out my relics and my regions, and the rest of it's all just um the wiki. I do have this as well, which kind of tells you like this is what you have in each of your regions, and they give you some fun little. I'll link this too. They give you some fun little synergies you have between. So Asgarnia goes really well with Tyrannwyn, and unfortunately Desert, because you got that Missouri. But if you're going Tyrannwyn, brother, you got so much synergy. Like of all of the things, of all of the regions, where do you see the most synergy? Right the fuck there in Tyrannwyn. You've got, let's see, KRD, Rend. I mean, it's not too bad. Just a crazy amount, man. Shit sounds more complicated than fun, man. I don't know. I like the possibilities. It can be complicated, Bagago, but once you get into it, there's not any like. There's some people who are gonna tell you like, oh, you're doing it the wrong way, you're doing it the slow way, it's gonna take you forever. As long as you're having fun, man. And I feel like you can go into this completely blind, and there's people that do, and just go with the flow, and you're still gonna have a good time. Because the game is like on fast forward. You get to do content that you've never done. There's new items that are fun to play with. Like, I mean, the relics alone are fun. If you just like, I don't want to do any PVM at all. I just want to be a skiller. Your first goal will be 99 rune crafting, and you can do that probably on like day 2 or 3. I'm not even kidding. If you did like, let's see. I mean, I feel like Barbarian Gathering maybe. I mean, the first one really. If your only goal is I want to get 99 rune crafting, Endless Harvest might be a fun one for you too. If you're going into this with a skilling mindset, Endless Harvest for sure. Woodsman would probably be your next best one. That you get the most out of that one. Bank Heist would be really good for you just because you can teleport to banks. Fucking amazing. Likely Butler's Bell because it can do stuff for you while you're offline and process a bunch of stuff for you. Nature's Accord would be a good one for you. Or Soul Harvest because Runecraft. Culling Spree because you're probably not going to want to do as much battling or like, combat. So this will help you out a lot with Slayer. You could reload into another one, or you could flow state and just make everything super quick. I feel like that's probably a really good one for a skiller. And then the last ones are really just they're more combat focused because it's an end game relic. You don't mind Slayer? Well, I mean, even if you don't mind Slayer and you enjoy it, I still feel like this is a good one to have because it just gives you more benefit from doing Slayer. You can choose your task. You can select how many you want to kill. Superior monsters have a 50% chance of spawning another superior on death, so you got a better chance for an imbued heart. Which link is for this page? You got it. I got you right here, brother. This is just on the wiki. But play around with it. We're gonna do plenty of. I'm gonna spend. It'll probably be a longer stream tomorrow night, simply because I do want to get some stuff locked in. And then get to bed probably relatively early because I do want to get started at like 6 a.m. on Wednesday to try to get in. Probably like Clutch said earlier, it's probably going to be really tough to get in on the first day. But yeah, man, people told me this about Deadman mode too. They said you don't have to be into PvP to get something out of it. And while I believe them, I still Like it's mainly PvP. The thing about leagues is there isn't a wrong way to play this. Sure, there's stuff that you can't get unless you do some PVM, but you can realistically, hell, look at abundance too. All non-combat skills are permanently boosted by 10, and every time you get an XP drop, you gain an additional 2 XP in that same skill. This was like my first choice when they released the first couple relics. The permanent 10, you can max your account before anybody else with that. If you're rushing dragon tier, that's the way to go for sure. Because think about it, you need to like some of your tasks. Some of your tasks are like chop a redwood tree. You need level 90 for that. You could do it at level 80 instead. The cuts, it's exponentially as you get higher, cuts down on the amount of XP you need in a skill to do certain things. So better make enough servers for the shit. You know they don't. You know damn well they're not going to. They never do. I swear it was November or December of 2024. And I was sitting there refreshing the fucking page over and over again, trying to log in over and over again. It took me like an hour to even get in there. And even once you got in there, they would crash. They never have enough servers. It's always gonna be. They've made new servers apparently in Brazil, but you already know that those are filled up with fucking bots, so you're not gonna be able to get into that anyway. Just leave like 30 regular worlds, basically. Oh, people would over that shit, dude. You started taking away people's regular worlds for leagues, people would lose their shit. Anyway. Yeah, this is a lot to think about, but I think my goal for this evening was to pick out the regions and the relics, and I think we've successfully accomplished that. This is the only one I'm on the fence about, and I'm kind of sold on Asgarnia now. We'll take one more look at it. For Asgarnia, we get Fang of the Hound, which I don't know much about actually. Let's take a look at that. Open that in a new tab here. One-handed dagger that can be obtained from Serb. Every hit of the Fang has a 5% chance to cast Flame of Cerberus at the target. It's a fire elemental spell with a base max hit of 10, which can be increased with elemental weakness and magic strength. When the effect is triggered, the magic damage is dealt without needing to pass a second accuracy check. Holy shit. So always hits. Holy shit. Plus 20 to melee strength bonus. Pretty nice. Pretty nice. I mean, just solid. What's dragon dagger as opposed to that? What is a dragon dagger? Okay, so it's actually less melee bonus than or strength bonus than a dragon dagger, but better stab and slash. Is it like an abyssal dagger? I bet it's like an abyssal dagger. Ooh, no, it's not. It's not even close to that. So it's kind of like just, which that doesn't really matter, man. You're not worried about that as much in leagues. I mean, I'm not super thrilled about that one. It would be cool to have, but that's not a reason for me to take it. So, Lithic Scepter would be nice. The one-handed would be really cool. The Crystal Blessings where I'm, and then whatever this thing is, the Infernal. Open that up in a new two-handed Echo weapon that can be obtained from Echo Amoxie. Can attack in all melee styles and will hit twice when attacking. It also has 10% Demon Bane. Definitely going to need that when we're doing Doom. Sucks I won't be able to do Yama. You'd have to take Zaya for that one. Um, attack accuracy bonus of this thing is the sum of Varlamore's other double hitting weapons. That's actually pretty fucking wild, dude. Crazy that it hits any style. That is super useful in moons. Crazy useful in moons. I mean, that is just that you use one thing for every moons boss. Um, yeah, that's great. A 1 in 30 drops, a little rough there. Yeah, this, I mean, is there something that gives you Demon Bane and other stuff too? Is there something else in here that gives you Demon Bane? I guess it's not really going to matter. By the time you're ready to do Doom and try to get your treads, you're going to be so maxed out on on stuff. It's going to be ridiculous. Let's see. What else? I was going to look at one other thing. Uh this one. That's right. So we're guaranteed treads. Well, actually, if we take Asgarnia too, yeah, we'll be able to get our max treads. Did not even think about that. Let's go. Be able to get our god swords. Be able to get be able to do your boys, the whatever twin flame staff is, I can't think of it right now. Royal Titans. There we go. Could get our defender. Soul Reaper axe. Um ZCB, Elite Void, Virtus, Torva, any of the God War stuff. Yeah, man. That might be the way to go. That might be the way to go, dude. Sucks to Zaya's got so much nice too, but I'm gonna be sad that we won't be able to do Yama. If you go desert, you have to go Asgarnia because you want to fortify it. Yep. And have ZCB. I just don't know if I want it. Like, I don't know if I want to do that, bro. Like, that seems. I mean, that's slightly better than Kandarin. You'd rather do HMTs than learn TOA. TOA is super easy to learn. Here's the thing, too, dude. I mean, TOA to me is. I'm not gonna say it's easy. It's kind of boring. Now that I've done it a lot, I know it is very uneventful. I would much rather do. I'm kind of with you. As shitty as that grind might be, it would be better for me to do some Tob. I had so much fun doing Tob last time too. I really did. You're debating Barb Gathering and Hotfoot. Hotfoot. See, there's already a solve for agility with mine though, and it's Hallowed Sepulcher for taking Mauritania. The problem with me is I don't want to give up one of these other tasks because then it would make me have to work really fucking hard to get herb up, you know. Instant crystal tools and sep will be later on, but if you're going to map, you want agility levels early. It's true, man. Hot fish are automatically cooked, mine doors automatically smelted. Picking up some termites or mucka grace. Oof. I do remember this part and it is fucking wild. Okay, but if I did that Man, then that almost make me want to come back and reload into one of these. Just the woodsman just seems so fucking cracked, dude. 80 agility is the shortcut for Serb. To me, I don't think the Serb weapon is that, it doesn't seem that useful, man. You're also going flow state? Interesting, man. I feel like they fell flat with flow state. I think I'm gonna go reloaded. There's just too many good ones. Like this is great, don't get me wrong. But I'm also not rushing 99 and everything. Or 50 mil and everything. Whatever it might be. Or like pet hunting. Like if I was going pet hunting too. Um yeah, reloaded would be the way I go. And right now I'm sitting at larcenist. Man, hotfoot does if I went hotfoot. That hurts my fletching and it hurts my herblore. Actually really just hurts my fletching. Went friendly forager. That takes care of herblore. Huh. I'm still thinking woodsman, man. And if I went back to hotfoot, then that takes away a couple things. Yeah, larcenist would then take care of herblore because, or crafting because crystal equipment. Hmm. I guess I'm thinking to do, dude. I like this. I think this is tentatively where I'm gonna stick with. I like it. We'll see. This was meant to be a short stream tonight, y'all. We will get back into it tomorrow for sure. A lot more planning to do. And there's still, there's still tasks to release too. So hopefully they're gonna release some tasks tomorrow for us. Some legitimate tasks, ones that aren't just the demonic pact ones. But God, you're gonna get so much of me this week, you're gonna get sick of me, dude. We're gonna be hanging out all damn week. All damn week. I really do feel like they're gonna drop some cool shit tomorrow on us. I feel like it's gonna be a big reveal, or at least it better be, so that we have something to go off of. Because I really want to start making out a route too. Legitimately, I think I'm probably just gonna follow a bigger streamer's beginning route, just to get me off the ground. Probably like Foe. I always like what Foe does. So if you see me in a pink skirt, you know what I did. So that's that's the tentative plan. And then once we get to like maybe the first or second region, then we kind of start venturing off on our own, figuring out what we need to do. Because I feel like most people are going to follow the same path to rush to get points and to get unlocks as soon as they can. That is kind of the beginning of leagues, and the whole point of the first day or two is to get as quickly up to a spot that you can. So, Safi, thank you for the follow. I do appreciate it. If you may, yes, absolutely. Thank you for the follow, Safi. Stick around this week. We're gonna get into some crazy leagues, man. All right, what's your suggestion there, Zalk? Who we raiding? Huge. Who's on? Captain Scrubby Games. All right, my guy, you got it. Gonna send it over to Captain Scrubby Games. I don't know if I can. I'm not finding that username. You got a decent route for Barbarian and Woodman so far. 750 points in 30 minutes. Safi, come hang out with us tomorrow. I'm gonna start getting the route at least, or at least I know my regions. I know the relics. I want to start getting the route actually built out a little bit. So he just ended. Well, damn. Hate to see it, man. Oh man. Well, Safi, thanks for coming in and gracing us with your presence in the last couple minutes of streams. It's a short one tonight. We're gonna do a longer one tomorrow night, and then we're doing long ones all week long when league starts. We'll be hanging out. Love to hear how it's going for you. Barbarian and Woodsman are my first two. That's the ones I want to pick for sure. So as far as regions go, Hiranwin, Asgarnia, and Mauritania in that order. Could change. We'll see. But I think Mauritania is a no brainer, and Tiranwin's a no brainer. So that middle one's the up in the air. But yeah, we'll be making some progress. Yeah, let's send it over to who else is on? Rice is on right now. X-Tile's on. A lot of folks are on. Ooh, Saucy's on. Send it over to Saucy. Let's send it over to Saucy, man. We haven't raided Saucy in a minute. Saucy's out here playing some Fortnite, so for the homies that we're hoping for more RuneScape, you're gonna get so much of it this week. Don't you worry. We're gonna show some love to this guy. Being a damn fool. All right. We will see you guys tomorrow. Hey, Nine, thank you so much for hanging out. Thank you for being here. Much love to y'all. We'll see y'all tomorrow night starting at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. If you've enjoyed it, drop a follow. We're going to be doing a lot of content this week. A lot of degenerate gaming. I've got my shit bucket ready. Mwah. Love you guys. Talk to you soon.